A leader is a commander-in-chief of a military force, whether he wants to see it that way or not, whether he's a pacifist or not. Because when his position is challenged or his group is challenged, either he will fold or he will use a kind of martial arts strategy to solve the problem. And it is for this reason that a martial artist is mentally, spiritually, physically, traditionally, culturally, and socially prepared for all the strenuous tasks and demands that a leader faces, especially in contemporary society. Let's face it, most women are not cut out for this unless that God has chose them. God is the ultimate exception to all rules. You cannot judge him or his plan with your scale or his choice. But generally speaking, and we know this from the book of Judges in the Bible, that some women were given roles that they weren't otherwise allowed to have. This doesn't mean that women are supposed to have these roles. This means that God has a plan, and no matter how crazy it seems to us, even if he tells us to rape and kill and to steal or to kill our own son, we do it. And if he stops us before we do it, fine. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But this is God's plan. And I refuse to go against it so that I can have pussy or money. I'm sorry, but I'm not that guy. I cannot turn my back on my people. I have a respectable inability to betray the Igbos and humanity. I refuse to let any good man suffer unfairly. I refuse to tell history in a way that makes my race look good or that is favorable to the ruling class and doesn't consider the facts or the deeper implications of withholding the most relevant, pertinent, and divinely inspired facts, points, and ideas that one needs to understand to truly grasp the deeper implications of history. I ask my viewers, how can you learn history's lessons if you're not given a true narrative? How can you develop a true belief system based on mainstream conformity and corporate-derived social norms? How can you know yourself if you live in their illusion? How can you raise your child in a way that your ancestors would admire, respect, and approve of? If you don't know yourself, if you live their lie? And how can you honestly tell your children that you love them if you are raising them to be a capitalist little whore, a Satanist puppet, or some godless heathen's plaything? No, I tell you the truth. If you do not raise your children to live a life of sacred morality, you do not love them. If you do not raise them to respect African culture, which is what all of humanity has in common, it is who we are. It is our culture that separates us from the animals, the beasts, and the unclean birds that Babylon promotes. Be a falcon, a hawk, or perhaps an eagle, not a pigeon. Be a man of honor, not a soulless maggot. Be a white man with chivalry and Christianity, not an oppressor. Be a black man with honor, not a gangbanger. Be a native or Hispanic soul brother, spiritual indigenous being, not some kind of bootlicking conformist who doesn't respect their ancestors. Be a true martial artist. Don't be a fool. Look for those qualities that made Egypt great in your own people. Find your most worthy leader and make them your leader, but not your dictator. Consider the advice of the great philosophers, wise men, and those who criticize them. Do not sacrifice truth so that people can respect you. Be in it for the glory, not Babylon's fame or the fame derived from Babylon's propaganda machine. Love your people, God, your ancestors in honor. Do not love their money and their technology. Love that which is natural, your people, your culture. your land, not that which is superficial, artificial, and the result of a technological terror. Do not conform because you are afraid. That is cowardice. Do not conform because you fear the consequences. That is cowardice. Do not act out of fear, but love, bravery, justice, virtue, honor, morality, ethics, and scruples. Know what it means to honor your father and your mother, your ancestors, your forefathers and your foremothers. Know what it means to honor God and to love God. It means to carry your cross, to cultivate mind, body, and soul, to have a willingness to accept and respect those who are greater than you are, regardless of race, because we are all Africans. And as Africans, we cannot deny men their rightful place based on color or philosophy. God has a plan, and none of us understand it. We must look to nature to understand what God expects of us, but we must never pretend that we know better, that it is okay to defy God, or that we understand his plan. My name is Chukwuemeka, and I fight for honor. I fight for things that make us who we are as righteous, civilized, Nekanites, human beings, Egyptians, Abyssinians, Africans. And I refuse to back down because I love all of you way too much. I love cute little white kids. I love innocent, poor black kids. I love islanders born in a hut playing on the beach. I love Semites that you have forgotten about, that you label terrorists because they will grow up with the same hatred and love for God and religious conviction that I have. I love the people that you Satanists are doing eugenics on. And this is war. Thank you.